hip-hop royalty. I don't feel like I should be here right now just because we all have been such fans, and it just seemed like so distant growing up and seeing all that you both have done, how much you both have changed the game. So it is an honor to be having this conversation with the both of you today, truly.
Thank you.
And I hope
Appreciate
you both
it.
feel the love and flowers everywhere you go. You feel like people
I feel
recognize
it.
your greatness?
I feel it. I feel
Yeah.
it.
For sure.
Yeah?
I feel it. Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure.
I feel like it should have happened a long time ago, in my
Right.
opinion. But hey, today is today, and here we are.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Let's talk about the new album, Infinite, that comes out Friday. I can't believe it. It's been 11 years since there was a Mobb Deep album, right?
Yeah.
Havoc,
yeah.
what is going on now? And what is
Yeah.
Alchemist's role in this? I want to hear it all.
Well, look, it's been a long time, like you said, since the last Mobb Deep album.
Yeah.
And definitely the last album before Prodigy's Untimely, you know what I'm saying, passing, right? Departure. It's something that I felt that we needed to do. We definitely needed to do it. So I came together with Al, and because Al is one of those people that I revere. You know what I mean? He's legendary producer, great, everything like that, and he's worked with us in the past. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So look, that's the go-to, right? Went to him, went to his crib, flew to L.A., and we just started the process. You know what I mean? I played him some tracks that I had with Prodigy. He had a ton of verses. And we just, set it off.
How was that for you, Alchemist? Like, did you feel like, oh, I'm pulling these vocals out? Like, what was that experience like? How did you take the call from Havoc? Does that make sense? Like, were you honored in that moment? Were you nervous?
Every time I ever got a chance to work with Mobb Deep, it was like a special experience. This is a group that was a legendary thing before I even met them. So I never took it light. From day one, every campaign that I was a part of, I was blessed. You know what I mean? When P was here, we did a lot. Like, we have so many memories, and like, lucky enough to film a lot of it. I have a lot of footage from like 2000 to 2008. I have just like tons of stuff. So,
Footage.
I have crazy footage.
Do we ever get to see it?
We have plans because I feel like it's only right to share it. I feel like the fans, everybody need to see this stuff. But just getting the call, well, obviously, I believe in timing, and I feel like the timing was right, and have had the idea, and we kind of like just put our brains together, got the original crew together, and we had some sessions, and it just like definitely felt the spirit of P and like what he represented, because P was like fearless, and he always felt like Mobb Deep was the best.
Right.
I feel Mobb Deep is the best as well, but I got a lot of that from P's fearless spirit.
Yeah.
So we just really put it back together. Hav has always been the architect of Mobb Deep. So, even when he let me in, I was usually really studying from him for those first years, drum patterns, bass lines. Like, I learned so much from being around him.
Love this.
Then, I was able to branch out. And every time I did a beat anywhere, I always felt like it was an extension of Mobb Deep. To this day still.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure. Like, anything I do, I feel like I'm always making Hav and P proud, because they co-signed me in a way at a time which was pivotal for me. So, just being able to make this record with my brother was big, and keeping the spirit alive, having his family involved. Shout out to Santana, his daughter. Shout out to, Shaka, his son. Shout out to Noid and the whole crew. We really, really put it back together and made something for the people.
How do you feel hearing that?
It's Al, you know what I'm saying? So we have a lot of conversations. So, what he's saying is definitely like, it's one of those things where, I trust Al, you know what I mean? And, my sentiment is his.
Man, I'm excited to hear this album. I don't even know what to expect, right? Like, what should we expect? Talk to me a little bit, because I feel like there might be a lot of pressure because it is the first album, and there's in 11 years, and obviously since P has transitioned, where do we go from this point musically?
Man, you know what I'm saying? Musically, where do we go from here? It's like, look, we have a fan base. We have a core audience. We don't want to, You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, do anything outside of that. We just want to do Mobb Deep, and that's what we're here to do. And that's where Mobb Deep is going. Mobb Deep is doing Mobb Deep. That's it. Period. You know what I mean? We ain't trying to go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We ain't trying to go
Yeah.
over there where people don't understand it. And, you know, that's what Mobb Deep deserves.
Yeah.
That's what the supporters deserve.
Yeah.
You know, and Mobb Deep, where do we go from here? We go into the history books.
That's right.
Prodigy is not here no more. So there's only one place left to go, and that's in the history books. And we want to, you know, cap it off with a bang.
Why was it important to list Prodigy as an executive producer on this album?
Alchemist says it best, you know, all the time.
I mean, I think, and we figured this out later, you know, the amount of vocals we have of P is finite. You know what I mean? It's even though the album is infinite, the amount of vocals we have is kind of limited. You know what I mean? So when we made the record, you know, we couldn't just make a song about anything we wanted. So we had to like sit and listen to P's vocals and see what he left behind.
Wow.
And so he kind of was the leader of he was the leader of the album as far as where these songs went and what the topics were. And I think it's also a testament to their work ethic. There's one thing when I got around them, I never seen any group of people work this way. Like I'm telling you, 3 songs a day was like an average day. These guys made the greatest music. I think that's part of the reason why they're the best group of all time, because the overflow, the joints that ended up on mixtapes, it was like, I never saw nothing like it before. And I feel like that's part of the blessing too, is like from that overflow, we have a lot of music. And it's like for the fans, you know, it took some time of healing and figuring things out, but like if we have stuff, we have to share it. And we also have to keep the legacy alive of Mobb Deep.
That's right.
Because there's a void now.
That's right.
And you feel it when you hear the album. You're like, you might not have realized it.
Right.
When you listen to the album and you hear those beats and you hear these rhymes, you're like, I missed this. This was an important brick in the building of hip hop. So I feel like we're just keeping it alive, and it's a blessing.
Yeah.
Did any of you cry hearing the vocals from P? Like, you know, I don't know how, obviously I'm not in that situation, but I can't imagine just hearing it, replaying it over and over. Like, are you getting emotional producing this? Like, for the both of you? I'm sure it was different experiences for the both of you on this album. So how did that look like for you, Al? We'll start with you.
I mean, absolutely. You know what I mean? I've definitely shed tears, you know, in you know, just from my brother or just in the process of making a record. It's not like you just bawling out crying, but, you know, sometimes, you know, we're men, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you be like, damn, I think I got something in my eye. Right. You know what I mean?
Right,
but it's
right.
like, it's emotional, you know what I mean? And P was something else. He changed my life. So it was like, you know, being able to do this and having these blessings, it was almost like our mission or our job. For me, I definitely feel like anointed, like, you know, I always say, like, my finger was pricked when I got down with Mobb Deep. Like, you know, I come from L.A., Cypress Hill, Soul Assassins. They gave me my start. But I made my bones in New York with Mobb Deep. So, I mean, I feel indebted, and I thank Havoc all the time. Like, what we you know, I was able to be. You got to remember, by the time I got down with them, they were already legends.
Absolutely.
You're talking about Hell on Earth, Infamous.
Yeah.
So, you know, I got on the train at Murder Music album.
Yep.
So I was able to get down with them and make some classic music and add on to the legacy that was already, like, they need a movie. You know what I'm saying? Mobb Deep needs a documentary, needs a movie. The story is, it's coming. It's coming. You know, we're going to get things right and get back in position and get our brother where he needs to be, and then, you know, sky's the limit.
That's right. How about for you, Havoc? Like, did you cry hearing this? Like, I mean, this is your brother, and, you know, it has to be overwhelming hearing vocals and unreleased music.
Yeah. I mean, look, before even working on the album, talk about crying, listening to him working on the album, just getting on the stage, you know, when he passed, like, I found myself, there was times where, like, yeah, I'm glad I had my shades on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all jokes aside, like, because I was like, when I rhyme, these rhymes are so old that they on autopilot, so I could just have a conversation with myself while the other side of me is just
Right.
Saying the verse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm talking to myself, saying to myself like, "Yo, wow, you know what I'm saying? My bro never going to be on the stage with me again, and it feels
Damn,
like he's on the stage with me,
Right.
and that would like make a tear like, oh my God, come to my eye. But then I got to be like, okay, I'm performing, and just jump back like." You know, those are experiences that I wish nobody never experienced.
Right.
But it's my experience. So getting in the studio, listening to his verses, it's like I got a job to do. But it's definitely tear-jerking moments for sure.
What song on the album do you really feel P's spirit on it? That you're just like, this is the one. This embodies Prodigy.
I mean,
For someone who's just like, let's say, newer generation, they're just discovering the greatness behind Mobb Deep. They're about to
what
get
would you
this
say?
album.
Against the World. And I think that's why it was fitting that we put it out 1st. It was like, I mean, I could also say Pour the Henny too. You know what I mean? But I'll just say Against the World because it was that good feeling. You know, Mobb has different bags they used to dig into. That was that feeling like this is global dominance. I mean, you know, we out in Miami drinking wet willies. Like, this is stuff we used to actually do. So
Yeah.
for me, it's personal. It's like, damn, it's just the legacy of Mobb and the spirit of P and Have. And, you know, yeah, I would say that one.
How about for you, Havoc? Is it the same?
I would say the same, but also there's a song that he says "My Era," and yeah, that's quintessential P, like giving props to, you know what I'm saying, some of our colleagues and peers in the game that he respects. Like P really he didn't mess with a lot of people. So if he
We've
mentioned
heard.
you,
We've heard.
if he mentioned you on the song,
Well,
genuine.
who did he mention?
yeah, I mean, who?
Yeah, who?
Who? Oh, I mean, you know, y'all got to get the album.
That's
you know
right.
what
I
I'm
like
saying?
it. I like it.
Check out the record.
I'm gonna be
Word.
listening for that because I want to know. That means then they're good in our book, right?
No
Absolutely.
doubt, absolutely, absolutely.
What did you think about Taj Mahal?
Oh man, I went. You know what I mean? Those are one of those records. I was like, I wish I produced it. You know what I mean? Because it was just that dope. But yo, look, man, I'm just happy that we came with a dope Mobb Deep record, and
That's right.
Alchemist did not disappoint because he never does. And when we finally came with Taj Mahal, it was like, you know, I don't know, it's my favorite. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm biased, but like I always play it back to back.
I want to ask you both. What's the one thing the other person does really, really well, and you're envious of it as far as production? Something that you look up to, Al, when it comes to Havoc and vice versa.
The drum programming, the bass line structure and I don't think many people can mess with Havoc, man, when it comes to that. And I've learned so much just sitting there, like where to put the kicks and snares and how to move the beat and to make the bass line. He's really a master of the knock, like I mean, go listen to Burn one time, and you know. But yeah, the programming, man, wizardry.
How about for you, Havoc?
For me, I need to learn from him how to be in more places at one time, to be in many places at one time as him, because this guy got like this project going, that project going, and this project going, and this tour going. It's really a sight to behold. You know what I mean? It's definitely something that it's an inspiration.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I wish I could. Coming soon. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta learn how to multitask, but it's definitely good to see.
Do you feel pressure, carrying the name Mobb Deep with this new album? Like, honestly.
Definitely. I mean, look what we have. We have the infamous album. We have Hell on Earth. We got Murder Music, and all of these albums. And then, like, you have like a legacy to kind of like continue. You know what I mean? To uphold. So it's definitely pressure, but we built for it, right? Like,
I mean, come on. We've been through other things.
right. We built.
Can
for
you
it.
believe it? Infamous celebrating the 30-year anniversary this year.
It's crazy to me. And, speaking of the 30th anniversary, me and Raekwon is going on a 30th anniversary tour for the Cuban Links and the infamous album starting in November 13th?
New York Pillars, by the way, okay? Can we
there
just
you
take a
go.
moment to celebrate this greatness?
I mean, look, man, 30 years?
30 years.
Are you serious? Please.
Undeniable music.
Dope. Don't remind me. The time is flying.
But now when you listen to it, right? What stands out to you? Like, I'm sure the feeling is a bit different now than when it first came out. How's that different for you and your experience?
Like what it reminds me of, like, I mean, the things that stand out, going golds for the first time. You know what I
Where
mean?
were you? Paint the picture for us. We want to feel this right now.
All right,
with
we
you.
paint the picture. Steve Rifkin says, hey, we're going to have a dinner with you, the whole Wu-Tang. We're going to do a paintball thing, and then we're going to have dinner. And then you're presented with an award saying you went gold.
Yeah.
Right? So you like, stop lying. Get out of here. Like, oh, you went gold.
Yeah.
So very, very memorable moment. It's what you kind of like you aim for, strive for when you're an artist. You want to go gold, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? It means people, you know, bought your project. So, yeah, that was very, very standout moment for me. And when we went platinum, so.
When was that?
When we went platinum was with Murder Music album, which had
Come on
Quiet
now.
Storm, Quiet Storm with Little Kim
Come
and all
on.
of that. Yeah, so to
right.
remind y'all YNs out there, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we do this and we did it on a high level, and that's what we bringing with this album
Come
here
on
too.
now.
We just don't want, like, you know, we call it. Somebody just told us we did something earlier and they said new nostalgic. That's cool. That's dope. But we want the YNs to listen to this and be like, yo, son, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then go back into the catalog. And that's why we up here still being able to be on the radio.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, just the work that you both have done is truly undeniable, right? And it paves the way for the new album to come out, for hopefully a documentary to come out, because it really is important that people understand who paved the way. I do think it's important. You know, like, you lived it, so it might not be as a big deal. When we hear these incredible moments of Mobb Deep going gold, it was like, what?
Right.
What's that like?
Right.
You know, and connecting all those dots together. I just feel like that's incredible. What's one lesson from Prodigy that you both still apply in your life to this very day? How do you keep his legacy alive within you?
For me, you know, I'm like a creature of habit, and I'm like, okay, follow the rules. But P broke the rules, and that was one of the lessons that I learned from him. It's like, don't always follow the rules. Break the rules. Bend it a little.
Were there rules that you were like, ooh, we could have avoided breaking those rules early on in the journey?
No. I'm just gonna say no. You know
You
what
just
I mean?
ride. You ride along.
Yeah. I'm a rider.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, because every rule he broke, even though it might have been one of those moments, it worked.
Somehow, some way.
Yeah, it worked.
Al, how about for you?
I think just being stubborn, unapologetic,
Yes.
no compromise. You know, like, that's the stuff I got from P, that he was really about that. It wasn't for show. He really genuinely thought that we were the best, and he never really compromised any of his vision or his stuff for anyone. Even at the risk of failure, he didn't care. He was like, he was a true rebel and an artist that was like, I think everybody around him felt that. So we all got a little bit of that just
Yeah.
being around him.
Yeah.
You know, because it was like, he didn't never compromise. If it was the way he saw it, he was going to see it. He was going to fight anybody who was in his way, and we were right there with him. So it was like, that's one thing I got from him.
What is something about him that the public does not know, but you want people to know about him? Kindness? Was he funny? Again, we don't know.
P was hilarious.
Oh.
He had an
He was.
amazing sense of humor. And when I look at the footage on tour,
Yeah?
we're really just having fun clowning. That's,
Yeah.
one thing people don't know. I always said that. Like, P had an amazing sense of humor. And one thing we did more than anything was laugh. We
Yeah.
laughed a lot. We clowned a lot. We had good times in the studio. It wasn't, so I don't know. But that's one thing I take away that maybe people don't know about P.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
would
he
have
was
never
hilarious.
thought that.
P had a good sense of humor.
How about for you, Havoc? Something that we don't know about P that you want people to know.
Something about P that people probably don't know. I would have to say maybe they do know, but he was really a family man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for sure. Like, for real. Family was everything to him. You know what I mean?
Real.
Like, he always was with his kids. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't one of those people that would love to run the streets. He would hang with his kids first, right?
For
Like,
real.
yeah,
He had
was
them around
he was a family
always.
guy. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
a family guy.
And I love that at the start of our conversation, Al, you said that his family is involved with this new album.
Absolutely.
And I think that is incredible. Because a lot of times we don't know. And so for a lot of fans are like, should we support this? Should we not? We want to support it if it is truly like approved by the family. So hearing that the family was involved is beautiful.
Of course, always. He always had his kids involved with everything. And back then, I didn't have kids. Y'all had, but I got to see and get a little training just seeing how P was with his kids.
Wow.
And have with his kids. And it's like, yeah, man, shout out to the family.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kiki, shout out to Tasia and Shaka, the whole family, man. We still all tied in, and it means a lot to make sure we doing this for them as well as the fans.
Yeah. For this new album, Infinite, why was it, important for the both of you for it to be on Nas's label? I feel like there's got to be, you could have gone anywhere.
Right.
You both could have worked with a different distributor, a label, here. But was there intention with working with Mass Appeal?
We trusted Nas. I trusted him. You know what I mean? And like you said, we could have went a million different places.
Yes.
I know Nas, trust him. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Let's give it a shot. You know what I mean? Give it a shot. Mass Appeal kind of took like a backseat role and let us just do what we needed to do.
Oh, that's nice.
For this album. So that was another plus. And
How's that Queensbridge connect though? Like, is it, is that part of the trust?
Absolutely. You know what I mean? I know him in a different realm other than music. You understand what I'm saying? Music is one. And then, on a personal level, from the projects, kids just trying to make it, Jungle like to call it project babies. He call us project babies and all of that. But yeah, we project babies, you know what I mean? And we've been through it all. So that's where a lot of the trust comes from.
What does he think about the new album? Does he have a favorite song on it? Does he share his critiques with you both, or does he kind of just stay out the way?
I would just say he kind of stay out the way. You know what I mean? He stay out the way. He probably got his favorites. I don't think he's gonna tell me. You know
really?
What I mean? Nah, I don't think he won't let me know. But look, man, when you working with somebody like Nas, a legend himself, and you could get, a verse from him, multiple verses, that sounds like a nice album to me.
It sounds like a great album. Sounds like Infinite. That's going to be on
right.
Friday.
That's right.
This Friday.
Do you all just, because I saw you all vibing together, right? And like those moments, I'm like, I wonder what they're really like. What are they having conversations? What are those conversations like when we are seeing icons hanging out together? What happens in those rooms? Fill us in.
I mean, a bunch of praises, like a lot of praises amongst each other, right? Like, what would you say?
Pretty much, yeah. Just showing love. And, I mean, obviously it's a big thing that Nas is involved in. I love what Mass Appeal's doing. I feel like they're really kicking up a lot of dust and upholding a certain cloth. Shout out to Peter and the whole team over there. Like, they're doing a great job, and I feel like we fit right in over there with what we're doing. And like Hav said, they kind of let us cook, which is like the Steve Rifkin formula. It was like, just do your thing. They trusted that we would, bring the right thing to the table. And obviously Nas and the Queens connection.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an honor it just makes sense, and it's all working out.
Al, for you got 2 albums coming out this month.
Well, this isn't my album. I just helped contribute to this.
Come on.
But
You're
I have
so
a record with Hit
humble.
Boy. I have a record with Hit
For
Boy
sure.
coming. Yeah.
We just
Shout out
had
to
Hit Boy on the show.
Yes.
Which project do you want to do better? Which one are you hoping will do better?
You're crazy. You are crazy. Yeah. I mean, listen, this is legacy right here. You know what I mean? Mobb Deep, this is so much built into this. I feel like, obviously, everything wouldn't have happened if I hadn't linked with the mob. So the whole time we were like, we got to make sure the world pays attention when we come back, and do this. And I feel like we're doing a good job, because when I went overseas in February and I had spoke about, we were working on the album and an interview, man, I could not go anywhere. Only thing people wanted to know was, is this real? Yeah, it's a mob.
Absolutely.
Mob is a global thing, and I was able to travel the world with them. So the effect they had is a world thing. And I know they're probably not going to hear this, but in Paris, in Germany, and all these places we've been, they're going to lose their mind. And I think about them a lot. You know what I mean? Like, okay, they're going to be so happy. So October 10th, man, it's on.
How do you what does success for this album look like for you individually?
I mean, you know, for me, look, I'm not even gonna put it in some kind of box.
Sure.
And you know, and be like, oh, you know, I wanted to do this, or I wanted to do that. Let it do what it do. It's gonna do the numbers that it do.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, it's legacy. You understand what I'm saying? And time, it will age very well over time. And that's the currency. That's what I wanted to do.
Ooh, I love that. How about for you, Al? What does success look like for this new album, Infinite?
I mean, the minute it gets released to the world and there's people in other countries and the music is going injected into their body and they're just sitting there in Ghent, Belgium, or somewhere in Japan and they're remembering Prodigy and what he brought to it, that's it. Like, I don't care about anything. I know the effect that this music had and has, and I know now with technology, like, that on Friday is going to go to the world and people are going to remember, you know what I'm saying, the power and importance of Mobb Deep in this whole spectrum of rap music, you know what I mean? Because it's a global thing.
Absolutely.
You know, I know we're here in New York, but we were lucky enough to travel the world and we saw it. We see it to this day, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's success to me. The minute it goes to the world, I feel like we're playing our part.
Oh,
and I
that's
know the numbers
amazing.
are going to add up as well because everybody's firing, you know, off on the highest level.
Oh, yeah,
so.
for sure. And I think, like you said, legacy. It's important. This is absolutely needed.
Yes.
And very important
Yeah.
that it is preserved and celebrated and honored. I want to talk just really quick about Infamous because the anniversary is here. One word to describe it for somebody who's just they come across Infinite, right? They're like, yo, Mobb Deep, like this is crazy. And now they're going back in the catalog, right? One word to describe it.
I have to give you 2 words.
Okay.
A must have. Must have.
Must have.
Must have.
I like that.
Must
I like
have.
Must have.
You know, Pitchfork, I think you also posted it, named
Yeah.
it the #1 rap album of all time.
I ain't mad at them. But to be fair, let me just say this. There's 10 other artists that could go easily into that slot. And let me not be selfish, you know what I mean, and sound biased. There's 10 other, or maybe even 20 other albums that could definitely fit that slot. Thank you to Pitchfork, but it definitely feels good.
What are some of your favorite albums?
Oh man, come on! The Chronic, 36 Chambers, Illmatic. You know what I'm saying? Biggie's first album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Walking with a Panther. You know what I'm saying? Raising Hell. Just there's so many dope. Tropical Quest. It's the long title that you know what I'm saying?
Low End Theory, man.
Yeah, the Low End Theory. Like you know what I mean? It's so many albums. It's
Yeah.
just so dope.
So to be part of that is beautiful.
It really is, you know what I mean? You know, like some people say Mobb Deep don't get their flowers. Well, we got them today, Pitchfork.
Yes. What song from
Got it right.
Infamous is your favorite?
From the Infamous?
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy. Shook Ones. Shook
Easy.
Ones. Yeah, Shook Ones, because if it wasn't for that song, probably wouldn't even be here talking to you today. That song really carried us. You know what I mean?
How about
sure.
for you, Al? What's your favorite song on the Infamous?
Damn, that's a tough one, boy.
I'm just so curious, like what you're like, oh man, nothing's gonna beat
I
this.
I don't know, the one I play a lot and still DJ is Give Up the Goods, man. It's like, as a DJ, that's gold, you know what I mean? But you
Yeah.
could pick any record off that album, Eye for an Eye. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I could just keep going. I'm like, Havoc was in, I don't know what you were on at that time.
Right, what was going on?
I
What were
don't
those
know.
studio
What,
sessions
Give Up
like?
the Goods?
When you were I'm saying when you were making the Infamous album, the beats you were making,
Oh.
I don't know what you were on, and it's to this day like still.
Yeah, where was your
mind-blowing.
mindset?
Oh, man, I'm trying to get out the hood, you heard?
But yeah, Infamous album.
Word.
My God.
I'm trying to get out the hood, you feel me? So, like, yeah, you know, when your back is against the wall and, you know what I mean, you just love to make music, you just gonna, you know what I mean? And it's not about money, right?
Start
it wasn't
or
about
ending.
money. Yeah, start or
Ending. The first beat on the album.
Yeah,
When
that's
the minute the drums come in, it's like the programming, everything. You were just.
You were somewhere else.
I don't know.
Like,
Yeah, God, thank God, man. Straight up,
wherever
you were
it was,
something.
we like it.
Next dimension.
Thank you.
Did you know Shook Ones was gonna do what it was Like
No.
ultimately did and changed everything?
Not at all. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
And actually, Shook was it was a part 2 to a part 1. So, you know, the part 1 didn't really, you know what I'm saying, didn't really grab a lot of people. So we did the part 2, hoping that we could just, you know what I'm saying, like recover from, you know what I'm saying, something not being so crazy. But yeah, you know, we didn't know. But we worked the album, the song for a year, and it just became this cult classic.
Absolutely. To this very day, for sure. Now, Alchemist, you're from the West Coast.
Yes.
There was a lot going on with Mobb Deep, West Coast and East Coast at that time. Did you feel, I really want to work with Mobb Deep, but I know there's like a lot of motion happening at that time. Were you concerned? Were you worried that, you know, you just want to make music and then you're going to get pulled into different things?
I mean, that's part of it when you work with artists from the street. But I think people don't know Mobb Deep got love in L.A. Like, we always got super love. Anytime I was with them, like, Got It Twisted was a big record in L.A. Like, Mobb Deep always got love in L.A. I mean, I know there was the East Coast, West Coast thing, but I think you're just saying to the part of being in this music and sometimes getting caught up. But there were times where there was risky scenarios, and it was like, okay, should I? You know? But we wrote it out, you know what I mean? And the music was so powerful, it protected us, you know, and we made it through. I mean, it's just, you know, that you know their music.
Oh,
so
yes.
you know what it can attract sometimes.
Sure.
But, you know, God bless, we made it through all of that, you know?
Man, yes. And I wanted to ask you, Havoc, because, you know, this is the first time, like, as fans and growing up and not fully understanding the landscape, did Mobb Deep and Pac ever make amends at any point?
Nah, we never got a chance to. We really, literally never got a chance to. He passed away before we could even fight. You know what I'm saying? In person, and I kid when I say that,
of course,
because like when we saw each other, it might have been a little bit of a friction between crews, right? But then time heals all.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I believe that 30 years later, we might have had a Pac feature on this Infinite album, you know what I'm saying? Because Pac was mindful, thoughtful,
of course,
you know what I'm saying, a visionary.
Absolutely.
So I believe, something like that would have happened.
I think nobody really understood why there was even tension. Was it because that Pac thought you guys slighted him on a song and then he responded back, threw you guys and hit him up? No? Okay.
No. I don't think that he thought that we slighted him. It's this. I think when we made Survival of the Fittest, inside the song, we was like, yo, thug life, we still living it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, he was on that thug life at the time. But that's something that we was saying around our way anyway, like, yo, you know what I'm saying, fake thugs and all of this. So he probably thought that maybe we was, maybe kind of like saying something about him. That's just my theory.
Yeah.
But, when he did do it, you know what I'm saying, anybody guess was good as, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had no idea why he you know what I'm saying, he sent shots at us, but we was, hip hop's a contact sport, so, you know what I'm saying, we was ready for it. And he was famous at the time, so we wasn't tripping.
Right.
we was like, yeah, say some more. What else? Like, what else?
What did you think when you first heard Hit 'Em Up?
I was, you know what I'm saying, I was hyped. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what? It's like free promotions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's free promotions. So we was all for it. We young.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Young bulls ready to...
How old? Like 20 at this point? 22?
Yeah, probably around
so
like
young.
22. Yeah,
Yes.
22, yeah.
And then you guys put out Drop a Gem and, it's competition. But, I always wondered that. I guess like down deep inside, I want to see amends happen at some point. And also it's great to get clarity on actually what was going on during that time. Through your experience, thankfully seeing, the different times, what are you most proud of at this point, right? Like going through all these experiences and being here now, and you're like, man, people don't realize how lucky they are at this point.
Yeah. I mean, look, my most proudest moment is just even still being here. Ooh. You understand? Navigating that. Like the 90s was like the Wild Wild West. You know what I'm saying? Anything could change in the blink of an eye. You know what I'm saying? So you had to make the right decisions. I need to be wearing a T-shirt that say "I survived the '90s," like, because you know what I'm saying. Like, that's my greatest accomplishment. You know what I mean, and I'm proud of that.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. How about for you, Al? Because obviously Mobb Deep was Mobb Deep before you enter the picture.
Of course.
How are you seeing these moments and comparing it to now?
What, the old stuff?
Yeah, like just seeing like the survival of the 90s. And
I mean, like I said, it was some wild times that I had with them that were definitely, danger was kind of wrapped up in
looming.
it. I didn't know it came
with
the, deal. Like, you have to also be careful for your life. It's like, I'm just here to make beats.
Right.
But I mean, the 90s was wild. And I moved to New York in like the late 90s, and I caught the end of the tunnel era.
Oh,
so
wow.
I was able in a couple of, I did get to experience, that wild side of New York. And I mean, I learned how to stay out of the harm's way too. And also I feel like certain people that they look over us. I feel like, for real, I probably have some angels, man, because it was some situations.
I was going to ask you, was there a moment you remember that you are just thankful, luckily you survived?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely with us on the road and things in general. I mean, it was a blessing. And it was like, I always said that, like, somebody's looking out for us because I guess we're here to do something and, we're doing it. And I don't take it light, but for sure, there was times. It was like something else protected us there because we made it,
Yep.
That is, just hearing you say that, like you hear these stories, but that's crazy.
Oh, it happened. I swear to God, it was like, I would always trip every time, but it was like, you keep your faith and you try to, do the right thing. And some of them didn't make it.
Yeah.
I know, we have friends, but God bless.
For Quiet Storm remix, what made you guys put Kim on that? One of the hardest verses ever. One of the best ever.
Look, man, I used to get tired of going to performances, shows, Mobb Deep shows, and it's all guys.
You had a plan for that. I got something for y'all. Kim.
I was like, we got a remix for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kim.
Yeah.
We summoned little Kim, and we said, you will be the point person to get us the female fans.
Yeah. And it worked.
And so it was. Yeah, and it worked. You know what I mean?
Whose idea was it? Do you remember?
Man, it's tough. Could have been Prodigy's idea, my idea, but we knew that we needed to kind of get the ladies on board with the movement of Mobb Deep, and so we tapped Little Kim. I believe it could have been management at the time. God bless the dead. Chris Lighty was like, "Yo, you know what, Little Kim," and she came through. She delivered.
Oh, absolutely.
She delivered.
What do you want your legacy to be?
Oh man, consistency. Somebody that. Stayed consistent, didn't conform to, the status quo, didn't fall victim, because it's an ever-changing landscape in music, and you really, really could get tricked into trying to sound like everybody else. That's what they do. If you get the shiny object syndrome, then music is not for you, really. You know what I'm saying? Because you'd be like, oh my God, I need to do that kind of song today, or I need to do this kind of song today. And you don't, then you rob yourself of an identity. Mobb Deep has an identity.
That's right.
And we kept it.
That's right.
And that's the legacy.
Real.
How about for you, Alchemist? What would you like your legacy to be?
I mean, discography, and just leaving behind. I hope that when I'm gone, like, some kids will discover me and just start digging in and be like, whoa, this is crazy. And like, just go and find all the old stuff, because it's like, some people work topically and they try to make what's happening at the moment. But I feel like we never did that. So if you ever do discover, or a new generation of kids might discover me from Larry June or something I do with a new artist, and then they find out Mobb Deep and they dig in and just start falling down the rabbit hole. That's what I want it to be, because I feel like we all know we're not going to be here forever. But with the art, we could leave something behind that is like, that will speak for us forever. And, I feel blessed. And that's why I'm like, I want to keep the discography fruitful all the way. So there's no gaps in it. And I feel like, this is a part of it. So that's just, discography, you know what I mean?
For this new album, Infinite, if Prodigy were here, the best of your ability, what do you think he would say about this project?
I mean, P liked when we were on top, and he liked when Mobb Deep was in the world, in the atmosphere. You know what I mean? And I think us putting it out there, I think he'd be happy with the way that 1-2 punch of Against the World to Taj Mahal, and the way the record sounds. Feel like we're taking the right steps and keeping the honor of our brother, alive with this record and just with the spirit of what we represent, because we're still here.
That's right.
So I feel like we have the duty, like I can hear Peace sometimes, like, nah, keep our going. Like, you can't, it's on y'all now. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel like that's what we're doing with this record. So I think he would be happy.
Do you ever feel like his spirit is around you? Like where it's clear as day?
All the time.
Of course.
All the time.
Like what is it that you feel?
I mean, I could almost feel his presence, like sometimes, like when I'm on stage, and not to just sound like a bug out, but I really, literally feel like I feel his presence on stage. You know what I mean? I really, really do. So, I think he would have been happy with this album for sure. You know what I mean?
Oh, I can't wait to celebrate Mobb Deep.
It's on.
This is what this is beautiful. Like I said, it is an honor to be here right now, to be having this conversation with the both of you. I literally can keep talking to the both of you forever, but I know you guys are busy. But thank you so much for understanding the importance of preserving the great legacy that was already built and that needs to continue to be honored. And I'm so thankful, I don't know, that you guys see that, right? And I feel like there should be more of this. And I hope the documentary comes out. It is so necessary.
Yep.
And I love seeing that you both are working together on this. And considering you both are producing and you guys are such fans of each other, I don't know, that camaraderie is that a normal thing? Or is that rare? Like, you guys tell me, right?
Sure, it should be. Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Steel sharpens steel, you know that.
But it's just so beautiful to see. I feel like there's always so much competition. There's a lot of teardown. Not here.
Nope. And it never will be. Like you said, we respect each other. We're fans of each other. You know what I'm saying? And we inspire each other.
Sure.
So I believe that that's just a recipe for, lifelong friendships.
Oh, I love this. And Havoc, I told you earlier, I saw you last 2017 with Prodigy at Summer Jam backstage, and I'll never forget just the acknowledgement that P gave to Colin and what that meant.
Yes.
Like, my heart, like, I remember looking into his eyes and I saw him just looking at Colin, and it was just sense of like, I see you. And it just meant so much to the both of us.
Yeah.
So to be sitting here and actually being able to tell you that, I wish I had a chance to obviously tell P this, but his spirit is so powerful. And I feel like he was way ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Way ahead of his time. Sure. Like, just everything he was on. Please, I encourage everybody who's coming across this, listening to the new album, do your research. P was ahead of his time, calling out so many things that we're now like, damn, how did he know this?
Yeah.
But it's full circle. So thank you both for being here. Thank you for working hard on this album and sharing it with the world. Mobb Deep forever. Let's go.
Thank you for having us.